Top 5 Best presents A Young Family is Forever Changed by a Senseless Act of Mischief. Before we begin, do us a favor by clicking that like button and subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories every day. Every year, millions of people are injured in traffic-related incidents, either as pedestrians or as drivers. But there are a number of things that we can do to be safer on the road, such as ensuring your vehicle is in proper working order, not driving while impaired, not driving distracted, and planning your route out ahead of time. These are all things you can do to keep yourself and your passengers safe. In fact, if everyone followed these simple rules, we would see a phenomenal decrease in traffic fatalities. But sometimes there's just nothing you can do to prevent an incident, and that was the case for an unfortunate Texas woman in early March of 2019. Kayla Flores and her boyfriend Christopher Rodriguez were headed back to their home in Waco with their 3 children in the back seat. They had left Austin a short time earlier and were northbound on the I-35 when their lives changed forever. The 33-year-old and her boyfriend had planned on going with her brother the following morning, and they had a peaceful night ahead of them with their children, aged 6, 12, and 14. Rodriguez was driving and describes the mood in the vehicle. "As we were coming back, we listened to music and it was nice and peaceful," he said. She had gotten comfortable enough to where she was dozing off. Just then, they passed under a railroad bridge and a loud explosion shook their car. Rodriguez described it to reporters, saying, "Neither of us saw this coming. Honestly, I didn't see anything, but all of a sudden it was like a huge explosion inside the car. I just remember a big crash through the window, but I didn't know what it was until I pulled over on the side of the road." What he would discover after stopping the car would shake him to his core. At around 8:41 p.m., a large rock measuring 12 inches wide and 5 inches thick was thrown from the overpass and crashed through the windshield of the car. Beside him, Flores was unresponsive after being struck directly in the face. Rodriguez, in shock, began shaking his girlfriend, praying that she'd regain consciousness. When she wouldn't wake up, his daughter told him to call 911. Eventually, a passerby stopped and took the phone from Rodriguez, allowing him to tend to Flores, who he was determined to resuscitate. Soon enough, emergency crews responded, including police and paramedics from nearby Temple. Flores was rushed to Scott and White Medical Center, where doctors fought valiantly to save her life. With Rodriguez and the 3 children standing by her side, Kayla Flores succumbed to her injuries at 10:30 a.m. the following day. Since the incident, Rodriguez has been open with the media, discussing the incident in the hopes of finding someone who may have information about who may have committed this senseless, heinous act of violence. Rodriguez described his late girlfriend as someone who lived life to the fullest, continuing to say, quote, "Her personality was amazing. She was a real, genuine person who would tell you how it is. She always had a smile on her face, was always willing to help where she could help. Without her, I think it's going to be sad." He also said that the world would have been a different place with her in it. While there's nothing he could have done to prevent what happened that day, Rodriguez says that he was plagued by what-ifs and variables. A few minutes faster or slower and his beloved girlfriend may have never been struck. Flores was later laid to rest at Lakewood Christian Church in Waco. Police remained without a suspect when this video was made, and given the lack of available evidence in the case, it may remain that way for some time. Just 3 days later, a similar situation occurred when a vehicle traveling on the same interstate was the target of a smaller rock that broke through the sunroof of a passing vehicle and struck a female passenger. That victim, however, received only minor abrasions, and while the incident is also being investigated by Temple Police, they have reason to believe the 2 incidents are not related. While there have been similar cases, it's always important to remember that dropping large items off an overpass is extremely dangerous. The weight of the object combined with the speed of the vehicle creates a perfect storm of chaos that not only endangers the occupants of the vehicle being struck, but in turn other drivers around them. It is never easy to lose a loved one, especially so abruptly, and at the hands of such a senseless act. It goes without saying that Kayla Flores will be fondly remembered by all those she knew. Thank you for watching. Tap one of the 2 videos on screen for another amazing story.